So it's Friday here, and it's always good to share your wins for the week. I think it's a good habit to get into. What I do every evening is at 9 o'clock I get a notification that says, what's 3 things that went well today? So if you've had a good day, then it's easy. If you've had a tougher day, then just gets your brain thinking a bit more about all the good things that have actually happened. It's easy to get bogged down with the negative things that have happened, or why did this happen? Why, whatever. Why was this student doing this? Whatever. So you go through trials and tribulations, but if you can just pick out those wins and you get in a habit, then it compounds. So I'm going to share some wins for us. So we just started back this week, which was brilliant. So it's great seeing the students and catching up with them, finding out their goals and aspirations. They all seem pretty happy. Some of them said they wanted a little bit more structure, which is interesting, where a lot of them were just happy with the way things were going, with the current structure. So that was really positive. And then we just hit 150 downloads on our podcast, so that's a brilliant thing. So just really appreciate all you guys listening at the moment. If you've got any ideas or if you've got any issues that you want us to talk about, just send us a message at hey@guitarboss.co and we'll be happy to do a podcast episode for you, and happy to jump on a call if you wanted to arrange that, but no pressure. And then another win, we've just released an organic marketing course showing you how to get new students organically without paying anything. It just takes your time. And so we've put a little course together. We just got our first review, which was really, really powerful. And this is what she had to say. I've got to find it now. Sorry about that. So I just finished the organic marketing course, and I must say I was skeptical at the beginning, but as soon as I started the videos, my opinion changed completely. During the videos, lessons, I was thinking, why haven't I tried this or that before? So it's given her new ideas, which is great. I also started writing notes because in 7 years that I'm teaching guitar to others, I still don't have a Google location where my students or parents can give reviews. I also don't have a business card. You don't necessarily need a business card, but sometimes nice if someone's like, can I have your number? And instead of getting your phone out, you can just say, here's my card. I guess that's the reason you have it, but it's not as necessary these days. I remember getting I bought like a ridiculous amount, like 500 cards, thinking I would need them, but never really used them. And then she said, but this new year I'm going to change all that, and more thanks to Rich and Josh for reaching out. These are very clever suggestions for someone who has just started in music lessons and doesn't have a clear idea how to continue this business or grow it. This is not a course about showing you how to teach or what method you should use, but it's only about benefiting you more by doing what you are already doing. I'm not going to spoil it anymore. Just take the course and see it for yourself. This course was very helpful for me. Thank you very much. So that was a review we got from Christy there. So, if you are trying to get new students and you're looking for a course which just shows you how to get them for free, because I know sometimes it's hard to put money into paid ads because it can be a risk, especially if you don't get the results that you want, and that's like your last $500 or whatever you have in the bank. So if you've got time, the organic marketing course is really helpful. And also if you found that there'll be stuff in there that you might not have thought of, and you can also give some feedback, and we can add anything else in there for any issues you might be facing. So again, we're just happy to help and share what we've been doing. These are all things that me and Josh have been actually putting into practice. And if you listen through our podcast, we share some of those ideas with you. Just simple things like, I think the easiest ones are just going onto the agency sites, because there's so many directories that you can put your information on. And if you just spend a couple of hours just putting all your information into all these directories, eventually you'll catch a fish, because you're casting all these nets. And if you do local face-to-face lessons, then that can be really powerful, because someone might be they might just be down the road, and suddenly they see that you're there, and they suddenly get like a urge to play guitar, and they suddenly look up local guitar teachers. They go on the directory, you're the first one there, boom. That's really powerful. The other one that's free, that's very easy to set up, is just your Google My Business listing. And then this is all for local stuff. Google My Business listing is really powerful because it's just when people Google you, you're more likely to come up if they're directly in the area, especially if you've got some reviews. They look at it and they think it's legit. You've got a few photos on there. Just make sure you're posting, a little bit about you and maybe some of the students that you have. Sharing some photos there can be really, really powerful. The other things that have worked really well for me, that take a lot more time if you want to do it for free, and that's flyering. And the flyer, basically I was part of a franchise called G4 Guitar, which was great. I would recommend signing up if you can afford the monthly subscription. It's only like $120 a month or something dollars. It's not that much, and you get a teaching method, etc. That's really powerful because they give you a whole setup. And so basically the setup there was you offer a 5-week introduction course, and they give you the flyer, the flyer design, and they can even run ads for you for a few $100s a month. And you offer the 5-week introduction, and then after that you put them into a group class. That's the whole setup, and it works really well. And I was flyering for ages, but it just takes a long time, and you're only gonna get, the stats they gave us was about 1 inquiry per 1,000 flyers. So if you think about how long it takes to do 1,000 flyers, if you're really hot on your feet, it might take a couple of days. So you might get a new inquiry every couple of days, but if you're a bit slower and you only have a couple of hours a day, then it might take you a week to deliver that. So you can pay someone sort of £10 an hour to do it each day and each week, and you'll slowly get a little bit of traction, and the more people are aware of you. It might not happen straight away. It might take a few months, because once someone's aware of you, and then they see you again and again, then it starts to click in their heads that there's guitar there, and suddenly their son or daughter or them or their husband or wife or whatever partner, suddenly it's like, oh, I've always wanted to do guitar since I was a kid, or I did it when I was 10 and now I'm 50 and I want to do it, or there's a million reasons. So if you've got a little bit of money, you could pay someone to do that, or you could pay the big bucks and get a company to do it, but then that can cost like up to $2,000 or whatever. It can cost quite a bit, but when I paid £2,000 for 20,000 flyers, I think, if I remember rightly, and I got roughly 17 to 20 inquiries, signed up 70% or something, 10 to 15 students. So they, at the time, were paying £79, something like that, £80. So basically I made my money back within a few months. And then some of those students are still learning with me today, 4 years later. So you won't see the return instantly, but you will over time. So for example, if I did spend $2,000 a month for flyers, 20,000 a month, then eventually, if I did that for a whole year, 24 grand, sounds like a lot. And, some of those people would still be with me 4 years later. So then it would just be paying dividends every single year. So I then changed franchises. And so I tried putting new prices, higher prices, and changing the flyer design. Didn't really get great results but I couldn't afford to keep doing the flyer. So something I am considering is going back to flyering. But I think the easiest thing, if you've got a bit of money, is just running some Facebook ads, local lead ads. You just set up a lead ad on Facebook. And as long as you've got a decent picture and you've got some copy about you, people will be interested. The thing with Facebook ads is that they are great and you can get some great results. You know, you can get leads while you sleep kind of thing. But if you're offering like a free class, something like that, then you can get a lot of people, just not a lot, but I found when I was face-to-face doing the free class was fine because most people would show up. But online it's a lot easier for people just not to show up. So the show-up rate is slightly less, maybe as low as 50%. So that's where you need a good solid follow-up sequence, and you need to call them on the day, double check they're coming, blah blah blah. But Facebook ads work really well, and that's predominantly I've used Facebook ads to grow the business. Google ads as well a bit, but you'll find with Google ads you'll get more quality leads but a lot less because people are searching for it, whereas on Facebook they're interrupted. They've been scrolling on their phone and suddenly they see something, they see a ad, so they think, oh, so they're sitting in a coffee shop or they're sitting on the toilet, and then they click on it and then suddenly they're putting their information in, which is all auto-filled. So to make the lead quality better, just add one question, maybe two, but one is probably enough, and it just stops people auto-filling and then leaving it. And if you've got one or two questions, that just kind of filters out the people who are just doing 3 clicks. They like the advert, they click on it, autofill, boom, 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 and then suddenly you call them and they're like, I didn't do that. You just get funny situations like that. But if you ask a couple of questions, then, you know, what's your musical experience or something like that, it just gets them to think for 2 seconds. And then if you put a price on it, so say like the £79 deal or £69 for 5 weeks or something, then because it's cheaper, you will get calls about it and people will be like interested, and they will, most of them will actually book in because they've already seen the price. You've given them a call on the phone, you've chatted for like a few minutes about who the lessons are for and what you can expect. You book in a time. And that can work really well as well. A new method that I'm playing around with through another chap, Liam Price, is he's shown me how to build a website, a funnel, do a VSL, a video sales letter. So you kind of just say why your guitar lessons are great, and then from there they book straight in. So hopefully that'll get launched next week. I'll let you know the results, but that's going to be really powerful. Because that way you wouldn't necessarily need a secretary to call or a VA to call the leads, and you wouldn't have to sit there all day calling the leads. You could train someone else to do it. That can work really, really well. It's worked for his other students, so I'm hoping it'll work for us as well. So yeah, I'm going on a bit, but there's so many ways you can get new people in. You can run ads in local newspapers, but again, that's going to cost a little bit of money. But you have to get a quote to see if it's worth it. I did it. There was a local area. It's a few towns away. Well, it's maybe half an hour to 40 minutes drive away, so it was a bit too far. But I didn't get any leads from it. But if your magazine is more local, then potentially that would work really well. Online lessons, you're going to be mainly focusing on either Google ads or Facebook ads, and I'll just advise with an online kind of setup that you have some sort of mini course or something that you build as you go, because then as you get new students in, they can have the online content and the lessons, so it just increases the value. And maybe you could make some PDFs as well, just slowly. You don't have to do it all straight away, but just have different resources that they can tap into. Because if, for example, they don't want to pay whatever you charge, let's say $100 a month for the full classes, you can just say, well, just for the online course, you can, without the class, you can do 10, 15, 20, whatever you decide a month, and then you've still got them on the payroll. You've still got them paying you for your, great teaching. for example. So it's kind of like a downsell, or like if you do a free class for someone and they say they can't afford the classes, you can just say you can do the $10, and they'll be like, you know, that should be a no-brainer for them. Or you could do a 7-day trial, just say it's free, put your details in, and then it'll just charge you after 7 days. If you don't like it, then you don't have to continue. So anyway, I'm going on a bit now, but share your wins. Just message us if you want the organic marketing. I'll leave a link in the YouTube description if you can find it on there. If you're on the podcast, then just email us at hey, H-E-Y, at guitarboss.co. Okay, C-O, not com, C-O. And we'll happily send you the link to jump in. And then all you'll be doing is just putting your email in and making up your own password so that you can access the information. And that's it. All the best. Thanks for listening. And I hope you're doing well. And I look forward to hearing your wins. If you're on the YouTube, then jump it in the comments, your wins for the week. If not, just jot them down in a notepad and refer back to them just so you can keep building those wins. Okay. All the best and take care. Bye.